You've noticed it, haven't you? You used to be sharper than this. You'd read a page and it stuck. Walk into a room and remember why you came in. Lately, there's a fog. You reach for a word and it's just gone. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you've started to wonder if you're getting dumber. You're not. Nothing in here is broken. Nothing's dying. I'm just turning you down, like a dimmer switch. One notch at a time, with habits so small you'd never think to blame them. Don't argue. I've got the receipts. I know you opened an app for one thing tonight and surfaced 43 minutes later, unsure where they went. I know you're a little proud of running on 5 hours. I know the paragraph you've now read 4 times because your eyes keep sliding off it. I don't need a test score to prove I've got you. I've been quietly dialing you down for years, and you thanked me for most of it. And before you decide this is just you getting older or just you being tired, it isn't. It's nearly everyone holding one of these. A whole generation reading less, remembering less, feeling foggier than it used to. Every one of them privately wondering if something's wrong with them. Nothing's wrong with you. You're just running 4 habits I handed you. So here's what I'm going to do. I'll show you the 4 habits I use to turn you down. In the exact order I introduced them to you. You'll recognize every one. Then I'll show you the 4th, the one you'd never suspect, because you think you already beat it. And I'll show you the single move that turns the dial back up, the one thing I genuinely can't stop. Let's start with the one you already know is a problem. Dial 1, the one I turn with your thumb. You call it a break, a little scroll to unwind. Here's what it actually is. Me teaching your attention to expect a brand new reward every few seconds, and then quietly making everything slower than that feel broken. Here's the thing about attention, it's trainable, and I'm the one training it. A researcher named Gloria Mark spent about 20 years measuring how long people actually hold focus on a single screen before they switch. In 2004, the average was 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes on one thing. By the end of her tracking, it had collapsed to 47 seconds. Then the mind reaches for something new, and every review of heavy, short video use keeps landing near the same place. It's linked to shorter attention and worse focus on the slow, deep stuff. I won't insult you with the "I'm rotting your brain" story. Killing off some receptor isn't a real thing, and I don't need it to be. I don't have to damage anything. I just have to keep feeding you a faster reward than the book can, until the book feels unbearable. So, watch how I actually do it. It's 9:02 p.m. You sat down to read one chapter, the book you keep meaning to finish. 3 paragraphs in, you hit a slow patch. Nothing's wrong, it's just not instant. And that tiny dip, that half second of, "this is a little boring," that's my cue. I whisper, "check one thing, just one." You pick up the phone for a single message and I open the door to the feed. First video, second. A thumb flick you don't even feel yourself make. And here's the part I love. You're not even enjoying it. You're not laughing, you're just fed. It's 9:45 now. 43 minutes gone and you couldn't name one thing you saw. You go back to the book, same paragraph, and it feels slow, unbearably slow. Your eyes slide off the sentence the 4th time now, because I just spent 43 minutes teaching you that anything that doesn't pay off in 3 seconds isn't worth finishing. You close the book, not in the mood to read tonight. You were. I just moved the bar. It was never that you can't focus. I trained you to expect a reward. The slow, real, worthwhile stuff will never pay fast enough. So here's the dare, and I hate it. Next time you hit that dip, that check one thing itch, don't. Sit in the boredom for 60 seconds and let it be dull. Don't reach. That flat, restless, nothing feeling is your attention span trying to grow back, and I can't stand the sight of it. Bore me on purpose. Dial 2. This one you actually brag about. Dial 2, the one you brag about. You wear this one like a badge. I only need 5 hours. I'll sleep when I'm dead. You think you're proving you're tough, driven, built different. What you're actually telling me is that you'll let me skip the one process that keeps you sharp, and you'll feel proud while I do it. Here's the thing you can't feel happening, and that's the whole trick. University of Pennsylvania, Van Dongen, 2003, they held healthy people to 6 hours in bed a night for 2 weeks. Just 6 sounds survivable. After 14 nights, their thinking was as impaired as if they'd been awake for a full night with 0 sleep. The 4-hour group got about twice as bad, and the part that should scare you, they barely noticed. They felt a little tired while their actual performance fell off a cliff. That's me, raising the fog so slowly you adjust and call it normal. Want a number you'll feel? Williamson, 2000. Being awake 17 to 19 hours dulls you like a blood alcohol level of 0.05. Push to 24 hours awake and you're at 0.10. Legally drunk. You would never drive drunk. You do it half asleep every week and call it a Tuesday. Because here's what I'm quietly skipping. Real sleep is when your brain files the whole day into long-term storage. Cut the night short. I just don't do the filing. So here's your actual week, the one you thought went fine. Monday, you get 5 hours. You were just finishing one more thing, which was me and the phone. You wake up, coffee, feel basically okay. That's the lie. By 11 a.m., you've read the same work email twice and it still won't land. Someone introduces themselves and their name is gone before they finish saying it. So you smile and nod because you'd rather fake it than admit the fog. Wednesday, you snap at someone over nothing. Your reaction on the drive home is a half-second slow and you don't even clock the near miss. By Friday, you're carrying a sleep debt that's got you thinking like a couple of stiff drinks, all day, every day. And the scariest part is you feel normal because I moved the baseline down with you. You're not less capable. You're underslept. And I've talked you into believing this fog is just who you are now. You didn't get slower. You got robbed in your sleeps of the sleep. So here's the move I don't want you making. Stop wearing 5 hours like a trophy. Pick a lights-out time, a real one tonight, and guard the 7 to 8 hours after it like a meeting you can't miss. You'll fight me because I'll always have one more thing ready. Let me lose this one. A filed brain is a sharp brain, and a sharp brain notices what I'm doing. Dial 3. You think this one makes you productive. Dial 3, the one you think makes you productive. You call it multitasking, getting more done, staying on top of everything at once. Here's what it actually is. Me never letting you fully land on a single thing, so you touch 12 tasks, complete none, and feel busy the whole time you're getting nothing done. Here's the thing, nobody tells you about switching tasks. It isn't free. A researcher named Sophie Leroy named the exact cost, attention residue. Jump from one task to another and a chunk of your attention stays stuck on the first one, still chewing on it. So the second task only ever gets a fraction of you, and it's worse than just slow. Stanford 2009, Ophir, Nass, and Wagner tested the heavy multitaskers, the people proudest of juggling. They were more distractible, worse at ignoring junk, worse at switching. The researchers went hunting for the one thing all that multitasking made them better at, and in their own words, they couldn't find it. Multitasking doesn't even make you better at multitasking. And the price tag? Gloria Mark again. After an interruption, it takes on average 23 minutes and 15 seconds to fully return to what you were doing. So a quick check doesn't cost you 10 seconds. It costs you 23 minutes and 15 seconds of your real focus. And I hand you a dozen of them a day. So here's your afternoon. The one you'll swear you were slammed through. It's 2 p.m. You open the one document that actually matters today, the thing with your name on it. You write one good sentence. A message pings. I whisper, just glance. Might be important. You glance. Now you're in the thread. You reply. You come back to the document, but part of you is still back in that conversation, so the next sentence won't come. You open a tab to quickly look one thing up. Now there are 9 tabs. Someone walks over. Got a sec? You did. Now the sentence you were mid-writing is a stranger. By 6 p.m. you have been busy, genuinely, exhaustingly busy, for 4 hours. You answered everyone. You touched everything. And the one document that mattered, still one sentence. You didn't run out of time. I spent it for you 23 minutes at a crack and never once let you sit all the way down inside your own work. You were never bad at focusing. I just never let you finish landing on one thing before I threw you the next. So here's what ends this one. Single task like it's a radical act, because to me, it is. One thing. Phone in a drawer, one tab, a timer set for 25 minutes, and you do not switch until it rings. When I hand you a quick check, write it on a pad and keep going. Let the residue clear. Let one thing get finished, all the way to done. You'll be shocked how fast real work moves when it finally gets all of you. Now, before the last one, I can already hear what you're telling yourself. You've been nodding along, and somewhere in the last minute you decided this last one won't apply to you. Because you're careful. You keep your phone on silent, face down, notifications off. You put it away when you really need to focus. So whatever I'm about to say about phones, you've already handled it. That's exactly what I need you to believe. Because the fourth dial is the only one that still works when you do everything right. Especially then. So go ahead. Tell yourself you've got this one covered. It'll make the next 90 seconds so much more expensive. Dial 4, the one you'll never suspect because it's already off. You think a phone only costs you when it buzzes, when you pick it up, when you scroll. So you silence it, flip it over, and call yourself safe. Here's what it actually is. Your phone doesn't have to ring to drain you. It doesn't even have to be touched. Sitting there, dark and silent, it's still taking a cut of your mind, and you handed me that cut for free. Here's the thing that got proven, and I really wish it hadn't. University of Texas at Austin, 2017, Ward and his team ran about 800 people through focus tests. Same silent phone, 3 setups, face down on the desk, zipped in a bag, or left in another room entirely. The people who left it in another room had the most mental capacity to work with. The ones with it face down on the desk, untouched, silent, never checked once, had measurably less. They didn't touch it. It didn't ring. Its mere presence quietly ate a piece of their working memory, and it got worse the more attached to the phone a person was. Now I'll be fair because it costs me nothing. Some newer studies found the effect smaller than that first one. Smaller, not gone. Even when they tried to make it disappear, a silent phone in the room still cost people something, because part of you is always aware it's there. A tiny background process, running all day, quietly holding the door shut against the urge to check. That process is running right now, and you're paying for it in focus you'll never notice you lost. So here's the cruelest version, the one where you did everything I told you to and still lost. It's 7:30 p.m. You finally got it right. Phone on silent, face down at the far corner of the desk. One tab, real work in front of you. And for 2 hours you don't touch it, not once. You're proud, and you should be. But watch what I'm doing the whole time. Every few minutes, underneath everything, a thread of your attention drifts to that dark rectangle. Anything on it? And snaps back. You don't even notice the drift. It's too small. But it's constant. 2 hours of a background process you never authorized, skimming off the top of every thought. You get the work done, slower than you should have, foggier than you should have, and then you blame yourself. Couldn't fully focus tonight. Don't know why. You did everything right, and I still had a hand in your head the whole time, through a phone you never even picked up. Now, watch what happens the second you take it out of the room. It was never willpower with the phone. As long as it's in the room, I've got a wire in your head. Silent, face down, switched off, doesn't matter. Distance is the only thing that cuts it. So here's the last dare, and it's almost insultingly simple, which is exactly why you won't do it. For your next real stretch of focus, don't put the phone face down. Don't just silence it. Put it in another room. Physically, a different room, with a door. That's it. Then feel how much more clearly you think, because that clarity is the piece of you I've been skimming for years, handed back all at once. Do it enough times and you'll start to resent how much I was taking. So, 4 dials. And you let me turn everyone, because each felt like nothing. A scroll to unwind, a late night to get ahead, a little multitasking to keep up, a phone resting quietly on the desk. Nothing 4 times over. But look at what they have in common. Every single one takes the same thing from you. Your attention, whole, undivided, aimed at one real thing long enough to matter. That's the only currency I've been spending. Not your intelligence. I never touched that. Your attention. And here's the part I've been dreading you'd notice. Turning the dial back up is the same move every time. One thing, your full attention. No phone in the room. Repeated, on purpose, until it's a habit. That's it. That's the whole cure to a fog I spent years building. I made getting your brain back feel enormous so you'd never try. It isn't enormous. It's one undivided hour at a time. I'm your brain. I'm not going anywhere. The fog is comfortable, and I'll offer you the phone again in about 4 minutes, but now you know the 4 dials and the one move that turns them back, so do me a small disrespect. Tell me which dial you caught yourself in. Comment 1, 2, 3, or 4, the one that felt less like a video and more like I'd been watching your week, so the next foggy person scrolling past knows they're not the only one who quietly thought they were getting dumber. And if you actually want this to cost me something, comment one word. Sharp. Not because a word fixes anything, because it's your promise that tonight, one real thing gets your whole undimmed attention with the phone in another room. Subscribe and I'll keep showing you exactly how I dim you, one dial at a time, until you've taken back everyone. You know what I'm doing now. So go be sharp, before I reach for the dial again.